Yes, everybody, welcome back to Football United TV. This is La Ligue des Champions, where we talk all things Champions League. I'm joined by very special guest Brush today. Oh no! Came up on my YouTube. There you go. Glitch in the system. But you know what's coming now, ladies and gentlemen? It is the intro. Extremely sorry about that. My YouTube channel on another tab literally just came on at the same time as the intro and just tried to overtake me. Oh, I'm sorry about that. How you doing, Brush? You right?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, cheers for coming by, mate. Talking Champions League. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Smash the like, share, subscribe if you can. We're going to be going through the groups. We're going to be looking at teams and checking out who we think is the best player in each group. So let's do the present screen and let's get them up for you. Starting off, unfortunately, Brush,
With
with
Group A.
Group A. The group that we obviously look at quite a lot because we're both Man United supporters. What you're making of the group so far? Bayern, amazing. Harry Kane's move to Bayern obviously has done wonders for them. Won all their games, and
Oh, mate, he's absolutely smashing it in the league as well. I'm sure you would have seen the highlights from their game at the weekend where they battered some team 8-0 and there was a goal from his own half. Yeah, he's loving life, isn't he?
that was a brilliant goal, wasn't it? That was. It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of the Wayne Rooney one that he did. Do you remember?
Yeah. Flashbacks to Rooney and Beckham
Yeah.
from the own half. That was the first one I probably remember was the David Beckham one against Wimbledon.
Oh yeah, of course. But I don't know. I think like the differences was like the goalkeepers on those two. The talking about the Rooney and the Kane one was the goalkeepers were running back,
Yeah.
whereas the
Yeah.
Beckham one he just sort of like hesitated a little bit, was on like the 6 yard,
hmm
and just sort of stepped back and was like, "That ain't going in." Oh, yeah, it's gone in. But they're having a brilliant time, aren't they? At the moment, Bayern Munich. And
No, they are. They are.
comfy,
Yeah.
aren't they? Comfy. And they're pretty much going to get through this group. And Galatasaray in second place. I wouldn't have predicted this, obviously, because we love Man United so much. We thought we might have had a great start to the season, but it hasn't gone our way either, has it? But Galatasaray going to the Old Trafford as well, mate, and getting that.
To be honest, I think that them being second it's a disaster of our own making. To be honest, because that game, cool. On another day, we really should have won that game. To be honest,
We should have, but unfortunately, with what's going on around the club and all that, it just seems to
yeah.
be not a good time, does it at all? But of
Mm,
course, Copenhagen at the bottom there definitely predicted that one, Brush, mate. Don't you think?
yeah. Well, yeah. Listen, yeah. I would have liked it if it was a bit more of a comfortable victory, but beggars can't be choosers, man. 3 points is 3 points. But
Yeah,
even then, it was very hard fought for us. I mean, it took a last ditch penalty save to see out the win. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it in the return game. It's going to
well,
be a tough one.
I think Bayern Munich had a little bit of trouble against Copenhagen. I do believe it
Yeah,
wasn't as comfortable and easy as people would have predicted.
yeah, it wasn't a complete walkover. Copenhagen actually took the lead, and yeah, I think it was only 2-1 in the end, wasn't it, to Bayern?
Yeah, so like you can't always predict that you're going to go over there and
No.
do the same. It is quite a tough place to go to. Of course, when you
hmm
go away in Europe, it's always tough, like whoever you're facing because of the
Yeah.
atmosphere, the stadiums, etc. But I think definitely a comfortable win maybe against Copenhagen though. In the end, I think we will get
Yeah.
it. I just feel like it's going to be very difficult going away to Galatasaray and
So
playing.
do I.
I think
That's
you
what
make
I think. That's why I think the home tie was so imperative, because that atmosphere at Istanbul is very hostile as well. So
And
I
they've got
don't
a
know if
great
our
team,
lads.
haven't they, as well? Cardi's doing quite
Yeah,
well
yeah,
as well.
yeah. I mean, he's always been a great player, Icardi.
Yeah.
It's usually been like the off-field antics and other things that come with him that's caused the issues.
Strange move, right? From Syria, do you think?
Yeah, yeah. He was at PSG as well. He was at PSG,
Hmm. Oh,
and then
yes,
went there.
sorry. I don't understand why he went backwards, though, like Syria's like he was doing
But
numbers there, and then he was
yeah,
doing.
no, but again, I think this is what it comes down to there. But I think it's his personality and off-field issues. Obviously, his wife's is his agent, and she's notoriously quite difficult as well to negotiate with.
That's got to be,
So
yeah, that's got to be difficult, isn't it?
yeah,
Who's,
yeah. So
who's
I
the
think there's
player that
other
has
issues.
who's the player that has their mum as the agent? We were trying to do Rabiot,
Oh,
isn't it?
Rabiot at Juve, yeah, yeah,
Or she's not the agent, but she's just sort of the person that actually
yeah.
signs the contract for him. You gets his arm and like
Funny enough, he's actually done really well since Juve.
maybe that was a good move then from us to not get him.
Mm,
I don't know. There's a lot of trouble, isn't there, around with Rabiot? The talk about what
yeah,
he's etc. But at the same time, like you said, if he's playing well, I don't really care what they're doing off the pitch. But
yeah, yeah. If he does well, then it's all justified, isn't it? But yeah, at the time, I think he just him and his mum just had ridiculous demands wage wise and sign on fee wise. It just didn't really make sense.
like I want a house in Florida, that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
so what do you think then? How do you think, Brush, this group's going to end here?
I think Bayern Munich are pretty much almost guaranteed to go through, aren't they?
Mm.
It'll be
In the-
very
Top in the group,
surprising
mate?
if they don't top the group.
Mm.
And then
Okay.
second place, I think, is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Probably my hope and biasness coming into play here. I'm hoping that will be us.
Yes.
So yeah, we've got Copenhagen, then a trip to Istanbul, and then we finish off at Bayern, I think, for the last game. Well, we play Bayern at Old Trafford. Yeah,
That's
at
a
Old Trafford.
very crucial game potentially.
Yes, yes. So we kind of need to get the job done before then, to be honest, because you don't want to leave it till last day anyway. And what a task, Bayern. Oh.
Um, what happens if we go into Europa League places, mate? Is
I mean,
what we
what
gonna
happens?
do?
What happens is then it's a competition at the end of the day, and you have to try your best to win it.
That's true. I think last time we won it, we got dropped out into it, or we were just in the league.
I
No.
think so. I think so. I mean, listen, over the last decade, we've been in the Europa a lot more than we have the Champions League.
I know, right? I keep thinking like Thursdays. I'm actually free. I keep forgetting that I'm free on Thursdays.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yes, Tuesdays or Wednesdays now. Okay. All right, cool. And did we say your player of the group so far?
Oh no, I haven't actually. I mean, I guess Kane is a standout, but for me, a very special player that Bayern have got is Musiala.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a bit upset as well that England missed out on him. He chose Germany.
Oh,
But yeah, what a
that's
tidy
great.
little player.
Yeah,
And
he's I think he was up for the Young Player Award, wasn't he? Ballon
yeah,
d'Or, and
and
Bellingham.
he grew up. Yeah, he grew up with Matey Boy as well, who we'll get to when we get to Real Madrid.
We will. We're going to move on to that. And we got loads of comments as well. Smash the like, share, subscribe, get in the poll as well. Let's check the poll out. I've said who has been the player of the tournament so far. And there's been 8 votes. Bellingham, Real Madrid on 62%. Kane, Bayern Munich, 0%. Okay. Eva Nilsson, FC Porto, 12%. And Jesus at Arsenal, 22%. So get your votes in the poll, keep going. And if you don't agree with the options that we've got, because you can only get 4 options, then put them in the comments and then we'll discuss it. Let's have a look at the comments right now. William Contreras, smash a like on the stream, y'all. Cheers, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Realist United, rush out on all platforms.
Cheers for the support, Realist.
That's how cool Brush is. You see, I say to Brush, like, he'll get back to me straight away. He's like, yeah, I'm there, or I'm not there. Actually, I asked you to come on the Monday. I think it's one of the first times you've ever said you can't. Do you know what I mean? That's how real Brush is. Realist, all right. So you're both realists, all right. Okay. Smash the like still. Cheers, mate. Big ups all. Hulk, smash the likes and subscribe. Hit the like button. Thank you, Pros Only Sports, and big up Anthony too. Gunners from all corners tomorrow is going to be brilliant. We got a new person on the panel, Soph. She's going to be coming on representing Arsenal. Pros Only Sports, hit the button. I've done that one already, haven't I? Vibes FC, brush out.
It's a popular theme of my lot, isn't it?
Why brush out? That's no, that's not fair. Eagle Eye Football, brush out. Everyone's saying it now.
There we go.
Yeah. Get him to turn his camera on. He's been Turkey. Brush, please leave. We're finishing third, most likely. Yeah, I'm Red Devil, mate. Glad to see you in the building. Just the reality sunk in there when he said that, mate. That would really hurt. Like we said, if we went into third and went to Europa League. But look, like, I think I agree with you, Brush. Like, if we do go into the Europa League and then we go on to win it, but then the Europa League's very difficult. Liverpool are in it this season. They're looking pretty.
It is. But you know, if we can't hack it at this level, we still need that European experience. You know, I think these players need to get into the habit of playing twice a week and whatnot.
I guess that's a good question to ask Red Devil then, and I'll ask you as well, Brush. Would you prefer third or fourth? Would you rather just skip?
See, a lot of people say they'd rather just skip it altogether, but you know, football's there to be won, isn't it?
I'd rather be in it. Yeah, I mean, as a player as well, I'd be like, what? That's it. Like,
I'd rather be third than fourth. And then if we do, obviously, nobody wants to be in it, but you know, if you get relegated to the Europa League, then the priority then becomes to win it.
It does indeed. Vibes FC, Turkey trim. Red Devil Studio, poor away and home form. It absolutely is. Aren't going to beat Galatasaray away and not buying at home. So 6 points max. I remember the days of Eric Cantona going to Galatasaray. We need that sort of mentality, don't we? We need a few karate kicks. They say Brush got the spray on trim. Is that why you're not showing your cam? Is that why? Got a new hairdo. Pink spray on like Barbie. I didn't watch the film, people. Don't really care about Barbie. Do you, Brush? You a Barbie fan?
No, I can't say I am. I haven't seen the film.
Yeah, not interested. And spray on candy floss as a beard. Well, it's nearly Christmas. Why not? Brush is going to Istanbul for a transplant. Bloody hell. What's going on here, Brush? Brush is the one who briefed Man United that the kit is too tight. You know what, man? I'm really... I hate that they're using that excuse that the kit's too tight.
Listen, like any excuse, isn't it, really? I don't know how much I would pay attention to that, to be honest.
Why didn't they say that before they tried the kit on at the start of the season? Then I'd actually understand, and I'd say, look.
Yeah, okay, you know, when the press get hold of something, they just run with it, don't they? I just don't pay too much mind, to be honest.
No, I don't. I kind of feel that. It's only got to be maybe one person saying that. And maybe it's Mason Mount, or maybe just the pressure makes it feel like the kit's too tight. And you're like, you know, like people in the office and they're putting their tie away like that.
I'm not going to lie. When I did see Onana in it, I did think it looked a bit snug. But then I assumed he just chose that kind of fit.
Well, yeah, you do. Of course you do. You can have your shirt the way you want, can't you? You get that much money, like you can get someone to tailor it for you if you want to. Yeah. The players these days.
Do you remember the old the Italy shirts when they were sponsored by Kappa? They were skin tight, those ones.
Proper, weren't they? It was like they were cycling, like for the what do you call it? The French thing.
Spandex.
Yeah, kind of like that. You know what I mean? Like really thin and stick to you. You know, especially when you're sweating and running around football, and it just proper sticks to you. Musiala isn't even on the poll. See, get Brush out. Yeah, but
I was not in charge of the poll, so
I did the poll, but I just went on some different stats, and he is on there on the stats. We will go through the stats as well, but I couldn't put all the options. And I thought those four, to be fair, with Eva Nilsson, like I said, who's scored the 3 out of only 2 games, that's quite impressive, to be fair. The best goal scoring record out of everybody on that because of the games played. Questions: can you see Man United in the Europa League? Sin bin realist. Let Matt speak. Musiala isn't even on the poll. See, get Brush out. Oh, we've done that already. Sorry, beg your pardon. Question: can you see Man United in the Europa League? I hope not. Brush, we hope not, don't we? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't let
but
me
it is
find
a possibility.
I know it is, of course. Possibility that we could go out completely. Brush is no fun. And John Sinclair will be on Gunners from All Corners too. Brilliant. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock. I'd rather finish 4th than 3rd. Okay, vibes. See, it's all coming out now. You'd rather just get rid of it, focus on potentially the Carabao Cup because we got that tonight and the FA Cup. Okay, I can dig that. We're not getting the Premier League. Fourth, please. Matt is a EOP as well. Shm. With the way we're playing, why would you want 2 games a week? It's true. Right, let's move on to the next group, Brush. Right. Let's get away from all the Man United situation. Arsenal, Lens, Sevilla, and PSV, mate. What are you making this group? Of course, Arsenal doing terrifically. Stumbled a little bit against Lens. Brilliant result from them. They played very well. What do you think, mate? PSV at the bottom as well. I thought, well, to be fair, Sevilla are a very good team, but I didn't think them two would be under. It's going to sound terrible here. Underneath Lens, but
Yeah, neither did I, to be fair. And I think it's the first time in about 21 years that Lens are back in the Champions League. But this one, I put Arsenal aside, it's up really up for grabs. I don't know who's going to finish where from 2nd to 4th. To be honest,
it's very open, isn't it?
Very open.
Because pretty much every other team under Arsenal has got 2 draws.
Mm-hmm.
And Lens have got that 1 win, which just pushes them a little bit above.
Sevilla are probably the ones with the most European experience, but anything can happen.
Yeah, they've got what's his name from PSG recently, haven't they? Ramos. He's gone back home, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he started off at Sevilla. I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he started off there.
Yeah, he's getting a bit feisty, isn't he? They played Real Madrid, didn't they, in the La Liga, and he was getting a bit rumbled by Tucamini and Rudiger, saying like, "Yeah, we're taking over now, mate." I think he was a little bit jealous. PSV, mate. I mean, unfortunate what's going on with them in the Champions League because they're doing all right in the Eredivisie. Let's not talk about Ajax. Save that for another day. But yeah, mate. What do you think they've? I mean, like I said, it's still open. Of course, it is. But do you think they have got any chance of getting off the bottom spot there?
Yeah. Like I said, this group is very open, so it can. Yeah, it's a proper toss up between 2nd to 4th in this group. In this one,
player of the group, mate. Who do you think?
So this is a bit of a interesting one. Obviously, it'll be easy to pick out an Arsenal player, but the 2 that stuck out to me in this group are the first one is Wahi at Lens. Yeah, he looks very good. I'll be very surprised if he's there beyond this season.
Mainly because of his performance against Arsenal and getting that win.
Yeah. I've been impressed with Wahi. So yeah, I'll be surprised if he stays at Lens beyond this season, if he keeps this up. And yeah, so no, that's the main guy. I'll go for Wahi.
And how do you think it's going to end up then? This group. What do you think it's going to look like?
At the moment, Lens are in a good position, but with the experience, you'd probably have to edge it towards Sevilla. But I don't know. It could go any which way. The only guarantee in this group is that Arsenal are going to qualify.
I'm guessing Sevilla beating Lens will definitely be good for them and push them up as well. But it also depends on what Sevilla do against Arsenal and PSV. And the Arsenal game is going to be difficult for them. But I do agree with you. I think Sevilla can definitely get through this. And I think PSV probably going to be the ones staying in the same place, and I think Lens will probably look at Europa League as better than nothing. That they could probably go if they've done fairly well in this group. I know they're going to be in third position, but you don't even expect them to get the results that they have, and the fact that they are second at the moment is, like you said, quite impressive because they've got some decent players.
Yep.
Okay, smash the like, share, subscribe, everybody. We're going on to the next group. I'm going to have a look at the votes now. We've got 10 votes. Who has been the player of the tournament so far? Bellingham, Real Madrid on 60, Kane, Bayern Munich at 10%, Evan Nilsson at FC Porto on 10, and Jesus on 20. So Bellingham's pushing well out there, mate. Smash the like, share, subscribe, everybody, if you can. Please, let's move on to Group C. Right, here we go. Talking of Bellingham, Real Madrid, Napoli, Braga, and Union Berlin. Mate, what are you thinking of? Well, let's just talk maybe about Real Madrid a little bit here. And Jude Bellingham as well has been absolutely phenomenal. And I know
sensational. He's been sensational, not only in the Champions League, but in La Liga as well.
Yes.
And who knew he had this many goals in his locker? He's really stepped up. Obviously, they haven't got, they lost Benzema in the summer. It looks as if they're earmarking Mbappe for next season. So they didn't spend big on a striker in the summer and, adjusted the way they play, and Bellingham's pushing forward a bit more. But yeah, he's getting involved. He's a match winner. Very, very special player.
I mean, I didn't realize he had that in his locker, but maybe they knew he was. And with Real Madrid, I think maybe he gets more freedom than he did at Dortmund, because obviously Dortmund was still like trying to punch above their weight against teams like Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig, etc. Like
absolutely, and he's got a much better supporting cast at Real Madrid.
He has. I mean, can I just also mention that the player that they're probably going to be getting either in, well, it'll probably be summer, won't it? We all know who that is.
Yeah.
How good are they going to be? Just adding that to it?
Frightening. It's going to be frightening, especially when you look at the age of that midfield as well. Him, Camavinga, Tchouaméni. They're set for the next decade, mate.
So we can fairly say that Real Madrid are definitely getting through this group.
Yeah. I mean, undefeated, 3 wins on the trot. They're pretty much through.
And you think Bellingham's going to keep it up, this goal scoring sensation?
Yeah, I think so this season. He's almost playing like what I wished Pogba was back when we got him.
God, where's he gone now? Is he even injured?
He's failed a drugs test, hasn't he? So I think he might be facing a potential ban. So his career's pretty much done. Yeah. I haven't kept up to date with it, but I was hearing at the time that if he is found guilty, and that it's potentially up to 4 years or something.
What a waste, eh?
Yeah, and at his age now, if he does get 4 years, then it's pretty much over, isn't it? It's curtains.
Yeah, I do agree. How do you think this group's going to look at the end of it, Brush?
Pretty much like it does now, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think Napoli are the other team that are going to get through. And then
I was going to say, how do you think about Napoli? Because obviously they won the Scudetto last year. Is that correct?
Yeah, they did. They won it last year, but then there's been a drop off this season. I see them getting through the group stages, but not beyond that. To be fair,
the way they're treating Osimhen as well is nothing but disgusting. But that we can save that for another time.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can come to a better club like ours. Come on, man. You're welcome over in Manchester, mate. Okay, or London, even though I'm from London. I don't actually come from Manchester, mate, but I'm pretty sure you'll be much better there because I know what he's been going through as well. And I feel sorry for him. To be fair, it's nothing but pure disgusting. Union Berlin, mate. You know the story of Union Berlin.
They were the surprise package of last season, but 0 wins in 3. I can't see him doing much.
I can't, mate, but it's nice to see him in it, isn't it? I mean, how the club like was resurrected from literal liquidation, and
Hmm.
the fans gave blood just to keep them back afloat, and now they're able to make Champions Leagues and play against the likes of Napoli, Real Madrid, etc. Is the reason why we love this game, and the
Yeah.
reason why the Champions League needs to keep with the whole merit situation, that clubs can actually one day get into that league. Because I think once you cut that off and you only have like the big brand names in and nobody else can get into it, I think it loses its passion and its heart.
Absolutely. I think that's a discussion for another day when we talk about proposed changes that they're going to implement, which for
Next
me is
season.
basically just their version of the Super League.
Well, Brush, it's next season, isn't it?
It's happening next year. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Absolute nonsense.
It is. It is.
Mm.
Moving on to the next group. Smash a like, share, subscribe if you can, please. But before we do, I actually need to read out some comments. Realish United boo. Arsenal needs to be relegated. Arsenal to finish top in this group, and Raya got to bring his A game. He hasn't played that well in recent games. Despite Raya's odd form, we'll still finish top of the group. Justice for Kane. Brush Zima. I love that mask as well, man. That's cool. I like the photo. Man, like Brushingham. Brush Omar. Dr. Brush Omar, sorry. William. I don't know what's going on here, Brush.
I think they're just having a conversation amongst themselves.
I think maybe.
I haven't actually got the comments up, so I can't see the chain of events.
Group D, Brush, mate. Real Sociedad on top, obviously sharing that with Inter Milan. RB Salzburg still can get through and get to the round 16. Good opportunity. I'm a bit disappointed maybe about Benfica, like not getting anything, losing all three games. It's very strange. But what are you making of this group, and what are you making of Sociedad there as well? We had trouble with them last season, didn't we?
We have trouble with a lot of clubs. I don't know if you should just base.
I know, but last season when we were all right,
yeah.
we had trouble with them. But this season, we get spanked.
This is a very interesting group because I think everything's up for grabs in this one. I think Salzburg as well. I don't think they're totally out of it. I do expect Inter Milan to top it, especially at the beginning. I suspected that they would come top. But very interesting group. Open. Benfica, like you say, probably the disappointing ones. I think it's a result of them being a club that has to sell their best stars every summer, and it takes a little while, doesn't it, to sort of re-up and reload and go and scout and find the new players to embed into their system before they lose them again.
Yeah, you got to think of Southampton, haven't you? With that, then, haven't you?
Yeah, it's like when they kept siphoning off all their players to Liverpool for a little while,
and then in the end, they burst the bubble and they couldn't keep afloat anymore. And
like for Benfica, like the last 2 years, they've lost their two best strikers. First Darwin Núñez, and then he was replaced by Ramos, who moved from the 10 to a further forward position, and he's now gone to PSG. So the goals, where is it coming from?
Exactly, mate. Salzburg as well. They've brought some decent talent through, of course.
It's part of the Red Bull group, isn't it? So we know how they operate.
Is there something wrong with that? Do you think that there's a problem with the chain of companies owning different clubs and stuff like that? Do you think there's not a financial fair play, but
if there's a conflict of interest kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? I'm not so sure, because I mean, obviously, you're allowed to own more than one club as well, which I always thought was a bit odd.
Well, Man City, they own New York City, they own Melbourne City, they own Bahia in the Brazilian league, and
do they own Granada too? I know they own somebody in Spain. I think it might
Granada was the owner, the Pozzos, the Watford
Mm.
owners. They did.
Oh, is it for them? Okay, yeah, because they've got Watford, they've got Udinese as well.
Yeah, I think they did sell one of them though. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure it was
okay.
Udinese. It might have been. It
Mm,
might have been Granada. It was Granada they were because they got Tony Adams in.
mm,
I remember that. So
mm.
that's not going to last long. It surely didn't. Let's move on to some. Sorry, actually, before we move on to the comments, mate, where do you think this group finished? Did we say?
Yeah, I think Inter Milan are the faves in this group for me.
Yeah,
And then with the position that they put themselves in, you would expect Sociedad to finish as well, to qualify from it.
they had a great time in Milan last season, didn't they? And
Yeah, what a run
it
all the
wasn't
way
like
to the
it
final.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't a close final either. It was only 1-0, wasn't it, to Man
Mm.
City? How's Lukaku doing? Is he even playing for Inter Milan at the moment?
And no, he's at Roma. He's reunited with Jose
Yes,
Mourinho,
I completely
and
forgot about that.
he's on absolute fire for them as well.
Is it alone though?
It is a loan, yeah.
Yeah,
No one's going to pay for
not a permanent.
him.
In fact, isn't it Chelsea that have loaned him out from Inter Milan?
Yeah, yeah. It's Chelsea that have loaned him out. It's because they paid what 97 million for him. It's a crazy amount, and I think at this stage they're just happy if anyone can cover his wages.
I
So
wonder if Man United got any, clauses like to get money from future sales of him to other clubs.
I don't think so. I think we clawed back as much as we could get from the initial sale to Inter Milan. I don't think there's any other add-ons coming our way.
No, we're not very good at transfers, are we, mate?
No. But yeah, no, the player for me to highlight from that
Yeah,
Inter Milan team would probably be Lautaro Martinez is the player for me from that group to watch out for.
yeah,
Very good
really
player.
good. Really good. Had a really
Yeah.
good World Cup as well, and he's someone else that I've wanted to see come to the Premier League. Not to
Yeah,
arrive.
funny enough, I don't think we saw the best of him at the World Cup, and he came in for some criticism, and he was in and out of the starting lineup as well. But I
Yeah,
do like him as a player.
no, I do. Yeah, I just would like to see him come over at some point. Maybe not to. It'd be nice to have him, I guess. But Hoyland's doing a terrific job at the moment. He's having a great Champions League. Actually, he scored 3 goals, doesn't he, Hoyland?
Yeah, joint top goal scorer in the Champions League. In the league, it's a different story altogether. But yeah,
He is.
we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, we'll get that on the United Across the Globe show.
Yeah.
Man's United drip. The passion of the game has been drained out slowly over time between all the major governing bodies. Football has become a competition of riches utilized incorrectly for the most part. Completely
Well said.
agree. And he goes on to say, hopefully that changes one day. Never, I don't think so. It's just going that way, isn't it? There seems to be no ceiling with football at the moment and how much money you can make out of it. And when we live in a capitalist society, that's just more gain for people coming into the sport, even if you don't even like it. William Contreras, man like Brush Fika. Uno.
Yeah, there's going to be more games as well, isn't there, with the changes coming next season?
There is,
There's
yeah.
going
And
to
it's
be more teams,
leagues, isn't it? Like you have a league
yeah,
instead of a
yeah.
group. I
And
don't
you
know. I
have to
think,
question like with the extra games as well on the players' health and things. It's
yeah,
it's at the cost of so much else what they're doing.
they're giving you some love here, man. Man like Inter Brushfinal FC. Cheers, William Contreras. Smash a like, share, subscribe if you are watching. We are moving on to the groups, Group E. We've only got a few left, so yeah, please do have your say on the poll, actually, because I haven't actually read that out. We're still on 10 votes, actually. 60% for Bellingham, 10% Kane, Evanilson 10%, and Jesus 20%. Get your votes in now. And thank you so much for tuning in as well. We've had a very steady, nice stream. Brush, what are you making of this group here?
Group E, the only certainty in Group E is that Celtic will not be progressing.
Oh, clearly not. No.
Yeah,
One draw as well.
Unfortunately for them, they won't be progressing. But out of the other three, I mean, listen, they're all in it, aren't they? So yeah, this could go right down to the wire. This could be decided on game week 6.
It could be. I'm quite impressed by Feyenoord, actually, mate, to be topping in the Champions League, because usually they have like a a role in the Europa League, etc.,
Hmm.
doing quite well. But yeah, like what's going on over there? Is this because of Ajax's demise, and they're just like got this confidence now that actually they could go on and do really good things? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, because they did reasonably well in the league last season as well. And my player from this group actually is a Feyenoord guy. It's their striker Santiago Jimenez.
Santiago Jimenez. Reasons why, of course, because of just the way he's been playing, not just
Yeah, yeah, just
not just
yeah,
in the league though, in domestic as well.
yeah, yeah. He's been making a real splash. Constant threat up front, scoring goals. Probably won't be there long if he continues like this.
Well, I don't think the manager's going to be there long either because
Mm,
he's been looked out at a few clubs, isn't he? I think there was potential of him going to Spurs,
mm,
but it didn't happen. Actually, it didn't happen because he signed a contract during the time that they asked to speak to him and he signed a contract for Feyenoord and said, "No, I'm building something good here," and he's
yeah.
proven it right. I mean, they've only lost one, so how do you
And
think
I'll
it's going
tell
to?
you what, I don't think Spurs are going to be too worried about that either. Because what a job Big Ange has done.
Oh, mate, honestly, yeah, he's great. Seeing him in the Champions League potentially next year as well.
If they keep going like this, who knows?
They could even win it. I mean, that's a lot to say.
Oh, I don't know about all that, man.
Spursy, isn't it? It's a very Spursy thing. Like just you could have the greatest team, but if it's Spurs, you won't win anything. It's kind of like PSG in the Champions League.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, you think it's going to stay sort of similar to this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's a real toss up, so it could be any of the three, any two of the three.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then whichever one of those drops down to the Europa as well, they'll be tough.
Yeah, Lazio are not too bad either, are they? As a
Yeah,
club, uh, they've drawn one and lost one as well. So it's just that's standard, normal, decent. But you need to change that around, don't you, for the last three
mm,
games? Group F, mate. Paris Saint-Germain, Dortmund, Newcastle, Milan. This is a really nice group as well, by the way, mate.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
for Newcastle, they're probably really enjoying this, and they've had this similar to what I was saying about Lazio, drawing one, winning one, and losing
hmm
one. Third position at the moment. They can change it around, but I'm
they
impressed
can.
by Paris, even though that they lost to Newcastle at home. But that was always going to be a difficult game. But
Mm.
what do you make of this group, mate, so far?
Such an open group, a group of death they were calling it, I think before, and rightly so. Um, the only real surprise to me is how badly Milan have done so far. Um, considering their qualities. Um, but yeah, no, very interesting, very interesting. I do expect PSG to get through. The rest of it, I don't know.
Difficult.
Yeah, yeah, because Newcastle had that brilliant result against PSG, didn't they? But then they were humbled and brought back down to earth by the defeat against Dortmund.
Yeah, and I mean, drawing at the San Siro for their first game wasn't
Yeah,
bad. Made progress on that. Went and beat PSG at home when it mattered. But it's going to
mm,
be very difficult, isn't it, to go? I think they got to go to Dortmund, right, to get a
yeah,
result, and also go to Paris as well, which is going to be very difficult. But I mean, who they got to play? Dortmund, isn't it? Away, Dortmund
hmm
away, and then PSG away.
PSG away as well. Yeah,
Oh, so this is it could be down to their home game potentially. Like if
yeah,
they
and Milan, well, they really need to win, don't they? It's a bit surprising because they are flying high in the league.
they are, aren't they?
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe they're just literally just putting all their focus on the league.
yeah,
I don't know
and there's
why.
one or two personnel changes they need as well. I mean, as good as Giroud is, he's 37 now, and he's their main striker. It's
Still
probably
doing
time to
great
get some
though,
younger legs in.
isn't he? He's doing quite good at the moment though, isn't he?
He is doing well, yeah.
Okay, so you think it's going to finish like this, mate? You think it's going to
Yeah,
stay?
Yeah, yeah, it's a real toss up this one. I don't know, but the only guarantee I reckon is that PSG are getting through.
Europa League for Newcastle, yeah.
Listen, for them, even that would still be an achievement.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just getting European football again is a big thing for them, you know.
Yeah, I mean, not like they need a boost of income. Like back in the day, if it was Mike
Yeah,
Ashley, would be like, yeah, it'd be great. We got money in, but now it don't really matter, does it? But
nah, not at all. I mean, their owners make the Man City ones look poor in comparison.
yes, they do, don't they? Richest club in the
Mm,
world. But at the same time, if you are the richest club in the world and you're trying to boost your brand, being in European football can only. Oh, look who comes in, Geordie. Away the lads. Just talking about your lot, we were very complimentary, Geordie. We said that you might drop into Europa League, um, but that would still be good for you as well, and still an
yeah, and
achievement.
honestly, it's only a matter of time before they're really challenging, and you know, before they make those big strides.
Yeah, it's been good to see Groisman return to form in Atletico shirt upon his return. Had a real tough period at Barca, as did many. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's. I think he feels more fitting under Simeone and Atletico Madrid. So, nah,
Yeah, that Barca move really didn't work out for Griezmann.
I don't think it ever was. I'm glad we never got him in the end, Brush. To be fair, not because I
Mm.
don't like him, but I just don't think it would have worked out like another Galactico. So we got two more groups left. Brush,
Group G.
yeah, Group G.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Man
Oh, sorry. For Group F, the player.
oh,
I
oh,
mean, I mean, for this one, I don't know, man. I think you can't really look beyond the phenomenon that is Kylian Mbappe, can you? He's a pleasure to watch. So yeah, nice easy one. But yeah, on to Group G. Yeah, no
cool.
surprises. The reigning champions, the top of that group. It's a very easy group for them. I expect them to smash it. Um,
They
Out
are.
of the other teams as well, Leipzig are the likely ones to get through. With the other two fighting it out for the Europa spot.
Yeah, like we said, I think before stream as well. Man City have only got to get another 2 points to
Yeah,
qualify, and Young Boys and Cerveza
and we
have.
know their strength in depth as well. So, and they'll be fighting on all fronts, won't they? So, once they qualify, they'll probably start rotating around. To be honest.
I think this group's going to look pretty much the same here.
Yeah,
Rush, what about you?
yeah. Same.
Player of the group?
Oh, it's going to be one of the City lads in it. Take your pick.
I'd say Alvarez. No,
Yeah. Alvarez is brilliant. Yeah.
I think.
Haaland, absolute cyborg. Had a lovely finish in the last game against Young Boys.
Yeah,
But yeah, Alvarez. I like Alvarez. Good player. Very tidy.
he is, and Leipzig as well. Think they're definitely going to get through, aren't they? Not going to have any
Mm-hmm.
problems with Young Boys and Sabine Cerveza, but
Nope.
they might do. I mean, they still can catch. Someone can catch up for the second, but I think first place is well out for the third and fourth.
Yeah.
Cool. And last but not least,
Group H, Barcelona again, one of the teams that are undefeated, 3 wins on the bounce. They're pretty much secured, aren't they, to go through to the knockout rounds. Um, it's really between Porto and Shakhtar for that second spot. I don't know how that's going to play out.
do you know what? It's really impressive from Shakhtar because obviously they're not playing in Ukraine as well. They're playing.
Yeah. With everything that's going on, it's impressive that they're even able to play at all. You know.
Exactly. I just thought that, of course they're going to make the Champions League because domestic. I don't even know domestically how they're doing. How are they getting into the Champions League if domestically they can't be playing? Or are they playing domestically but in another country? I need to look into that actually. That's quite.
Yeah.
To be able to still have a team, to be able to be in
Hmm.
a group. Of course, they lost to Barcelona, but to be in a group with FC Porto Antwerp and still be in with a very good chance halfway through of getting out because financially as well they need this. I know that they sold Mudryk to Chelsea and some of the fee that came in was very small and you kind of feel like a club that is literally not playing in their own nation at this time
Mm.
do with the cash as well. So being able to get some cash from the Champions League. And I'm not talking about war, just being in general the giving to the club so the club can carry on going because it must be very difficult to relocate to another country and continue having fans and getting support, etc.?
For sure, especially with all the transfer changes as well, because when it all broke out, players were allowed to leave, especially
Yeah.
some of the foreign ones who just wanted to, up and bounce.
What do you think of Barcelona at the moment, man? Especially domestically as well. They look like a better outfit than they did a couple of years ago, don't they?
Yeah, yeah, they do. The thing is, it was always going to be difficult when they move on from a Lionel Messi. But when you lose a player of that stature, you need to come together as a team, and you're never going to replace someone like him, like for like. You just have to improve altogether. So they're just sort of in that transitional period, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
they are.
yeah,
And also, even Ilson of FC Porto
mm,
scoring 3 goals out of 2 games.
hmm
I keep going on about that, but it's a very good record so far. Hopefully, he can
yeah,
push on with that, and they can get through to the next stages. Because I
hmm
like FC Porto, man. Like, they've got a great history in the Champions League. Obviously, winning it with Jose Mourinho very many
yeah,
years.
yeah. Two-time Champions League winners.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't take Porto lightly. They've got history in the competition. Shout out to Royal Antwerp as well. I've not it's not a name that I've heard much of from Belgium since the days where we used to send players out on loan to them. Do you remember back in the day, way back in the day, they used to be our feeder club.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Royal Antwerp. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we used to send, I think, like the likes of Ronnie Woolwork on loan to them.
Well, if it helps, it helps. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
We've had a lot of decent players come over from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, etc., haven't we? So there is
mm.
some sort of link between those countries. It's good to see that they're in at least. I mean, they won't like the fact that they've lost every single
I
game.
mean, yeah, listen, yeah, unfortunately, they're just there to make up numbers, but they'll be happy to just be there, I guess.
There are discussions, I think, Brush as well, because the Belgium league. I mean, it was quite a decent league in the 80s and early
Yeah.
90s, but
They go through patches, don't they? Like there's certain times where the Anderlechts and the Club Bruges
yeah,
turn up, but I just think it's because of the money in football. What happens is anytime one of these clubs gets one or two talent players, they just get plucked very early on, don't they?
they do indeed. And
Yeah.
yeah, same with managers, isn't it?
Standard Liège was another one. I remember. I think Stephen.
Hey,
Yeah, I think Stephen Defoe was it? Axel Witsel, Fellaini came through there.
all right,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. Who else from Belgium? Bloody hell, I'm trying to think. Vincent
Vincent Company came
Anderlecht.
up through Anderlecht. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lukaku as well. I think was Anderlecht initially.
Was Hazard from maybe like Club Bruges or something like?
Ooh, I only really remember him from his time at Lille, but I'm sure he came from the Belgian league before that.
Right, yeah, he must have done, mustn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I think that there's plans to join and mash up the Belgium league with the Dutch league. I don't know what you'd think.
Mm. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Would it be better, or would it be worse? Because you'd have like
Uh,
Feyenoord, PSV,
yeah.
Anderlecht, Club
I mean,
Bruges.
as a spectacle, it would be better, but I mean, for the domestic leagues themselves, for the smaller clubs, I'm sure they would have a heart attack. Because if this new league were to form, then they would get left behind, right? It's like back in the day when they used to talk about potentially Rangers and Celtic joining the English division.
I hope that never happens. I do think they should join the Caramel Cup. I do think they
Mm.
can do that. Have like a
So back in the day, there was discussions of that they were too big for that and they should come over to the English league, but that would then completely nullify what Scotland have got going on with the rest of their league. So you
it'd
know,
be relegation battle, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah. So we have to keep the integrity, I guess. So yeah, on that premise, I would keep them separate.
I would too. Just going to read out a few more comments, Brush, and then we will call it a day there. Away the lads. I will be with any form of Europe. We are into this after 20 years, to be honest. Absolutely agree, Geordie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you deserve it as well. It's good to see.
And I'll tell
Um,
you what, it was a real memorable time the last time you guys were there because I think you lost the first three games and then Sir Bobby still got you to qualify. out of the group. Shout out to the late great Sir Bobby Robson. Always had a lot of time for him.
Sir Bobby Robson and Sir Bobby Charlton as well recently as well.
Mm.
Big shout out to both of those. I admire them both so much, especially coming up as a youngster. Bobby Robson, yeah, wow. Like I wanted to be a player for him. Like
Yeah,
I just thought he was great.
yeah, because especially when he came back to Newcastle as well. When he came to Newcastle, because they were in dire straits at that time, and he just reinvigorated them.
You seen
Um,
his documentary, like the More Than a Manager?
no, I don't think I have. You know, I'll have to check that out. I don't.
Honestly, it's so beautiful. Like I didn't realize all this stuff was going on while he was being the manager of Barcelona, etc.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I can tell you, but if you watch it, you'll be like, I did
Mm,
not know that. Oh my god, like he is a lion. Like going
yeah.
through everything he was going through and putting on a smiley face. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Jose came up under him, didn't he? I think he used to work as his translator at Barca.
and
Um,
Guardiola as a player,
yeah, yeah. As a player, he had Pep.
Ronald Koeman
He
talked
was
highly about him.
he played a big role in the development of Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo,
Yeah,
El Fenomeno.
yeah, he did.
Even at Newcastle as well, he always had that emphasis on young players, the likes of Kieran Dyer at the time, Jermaine Jenis. He brought to the club,
Yeah, brilliant manager, mate.
and he just always had a smile on his face, man. Yeah, he was just a lovely guy.
Well, mate, you should definitely watch it if you can.
Mm,
You'll be like, wow, this is brilliant. Brush, thank you so much for joining us on this one. So many people don't really like to talk about Champions League because it is European football, and I
yeah.
don't know necessarily too much, but I like to chat because then I learn stuff from somebody
Hmm.
else. You seem to know quite a lot anyway, so
I mean, yeah, listen, Champions League, man. I grew up on this back when. This is the thing. It was so much more accessible back then as well, right? When you're growing up, because it used to come on free on ITV. So
the TV.
yeah, yeah,
You see all the names, mate, all the names.
yeah. So we used to, and especially in the '90s as well. You know, all the Wednesday games were super teams. Especially Serie A at that time was very strong. So
You only
yeah.
had a certain amount of teams in it, didn't you, from England? So you'd have maybe
Hmm.
two, maybe at the most at that
And
point.
talking of Serie A, do you want to talk us through the kit you're wearing today? Because that is a classic.
Yes, this is 90. I think it's not. If I can remember, if someone got it for me, it's 1999. I think it is 98, 99.
Yeah, AC Milan.
Yeah, beautiful top. And I was like, hang on, where's the AC Milan badge? But they didn't actually have the badge there.
Yeah, no, Italian clubs do that from time to time.
Yeah, they didn't have an actual badge, and I was like, that's weird. But if you look on the shirt that they're wearing and that, they're not wearing it. It literally has like the star up here, and
Yeah.
yeah, I've got to get me Boca Juniors one out though, Brush, for Saturday. Hope they win the Copa Libertadores
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that should
final
be good.
against Fluminense.
Yes, yes,
You
that
know
should be
who's
a
playing?
fiery fixture.
You know who's playing? Our old striker at Man United.
Cavani.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Fluminense have got a player from ours, haven't they? I think. Oh, they definitely got They got Marcelo from Real Madrid. I think they might have also.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm keen to keep an eye on a left back that Boca have got actually. That I hear
who's
Man
that?
City are watching. This young kid by the name of Blanco. Uh,
Blanco.
yeah, apparently he's got like a 10 million euro release clause, and Pep's looking at him. So if Pep's looking at him, I want to get a closer look as well.
Pep will get him though, won't he? At the end of the
Well,
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Argentine as well, and he's got Alvarez there. So
Yeah. I will be with any form. Oh, he said that. Happy. Brush moving like back in my day. Boca got in the bag. ICL. I got Blanco in fever. Yeah. Checking out Blanco this Saturday, people. Copa Libertadores. We're doing a watch along. Come and say hello if you want to. Brush, thank you. I did say this before, didn't I? Thank you so
it's been an
much.
absolute pleasure. No worries.
Where can we find you, mate?
You can find me right here. Yeah, the people can find me on Twitter at Brushy87. Aside from that, I'm just about. You'll see me on the odd stream and in comment sections.
There you go. Big up to Brush. And we are Football United TV. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and on here, of course, same name. Like, share, subscribe if you can. And just before we finish, Brush, the poll, 11 votes. If you haven't voted, vote right now and I can read it out. But 11 votes. Bellingham wins 64%. Jesus for Arsenal gets 18% in second place. And sharing third and fourth place is Kane and Eva Nilsson on 9%. And Eva Nilsson was actually doing quite well, but Kane pulled back. There you go. Bellingham wins.
There we have it. Jude Bellingham wins.
Phenomenal player. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We've got Gunners from all corners tomorrow with Anthony, Marley, Soph, and I think Marley put in the name of the other guest that we've got on. Where is it? I feel bad not saying it. Oh, no. Oh, I can't remember.
Listen, it could be a surprise. Tune in tomorrow to find out, folks.
Basically. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again then. Stay safe. Take care.